See those bird photos in my thumbnail? Those were taken with a Canon 90D and Sigma 150 to 600mm lens. So an old camera and an old cheap lens. Amazing results. So why am I telling you this? Because at the moment we're being bombarded with ads for the new Canon R5 Mark II and the Canon R1. They're coming out, they're on pre-order, and you've got YouTubers doing videos on them. You've got ads all over the place saying you should buy them, upgrade. But do you need to buy or upgrade? We'll discuss. As per usual, most of the YouTube reviewers are doing tests at basketball and volleyball courts, like following one person around as they weave in and out between people. So the only people who are going to be photographing those scenarios are going to be paid for professional Olympic photographers. So going from the Canon 90D with Sigma 150 to 600mm to the Canon R7 with the 200 to 800mm lens, there isn't a massive difference. There's been very little difference in quality or what I can capture. The only two main benefits I would highlight would be the eye tracking of the R7 and the live view viewfinder. So with the live view viewfinder, I can see in real time what the exposure is. And secondly, when I'm reviewing my images, I can look through the viewfinder and see them instead of viewing them on the outside screen in strong light conditions and you can't see if you've got a sharp shot or not. Pretty much any DSLR from the last 10 years will get you great images. You don't need to upgrade to anything fancy. As Maverick says in the new Top Gun movie, it's not the plane, it's the pilot. Same applies to photographers. It's not the camera, it's the photographer. So let's look on the Canon website and look at some of the specs. Dual pixel intelligent autofocus, whatever, it takes pictures. Advanced 45 megapixel stacked image sensor is when you fire off a burst of shots, you're going to get less distortion in fast moving objects such as small birds. 8K 60p RAW, you're going to need a serious computer to be able to handle 8K anyway, and nobody's uploading in 8K, only the most serious of film photographers. Eye control autofocus. I've heard various things about this, how this can cause certain issues, which will come to light once the cameras come out and people can test it for sure. High ISO sensitivity, transforms low light work. Most cameras do that nowadays. Customizable continuous shooting up to 30 frames per second. So a few more frames per second, big deal. Fast and accurate, what does that mean? Everything's fast and accurate nowadays. Connected, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything's got that. Rolling down. Versatility in videos, capturing imperceptible moments in time. It's just made up stuff. So subject detection, image stabilizer, it's got all the newer mirrorless cameras have most of this already. Okay, this might be slightly quicker, more accurate, but you know, nothing to, you know, kick up a fuss about. Low light autofocus, yeah. Continuous shooting modes, yeah. All the other cameras have got this. Video formats, a billion different video formats. 8K, 4K SRAW, 8K movie up to 30 frames per second. Canon Log 2, whatever. Control dials, yeah. This has got control dials. So has every other camera for the last 10-15 years. Varied angle LCD touchscreen, yeah. The last 5-10 years of cameras. Wi-Fi, same. Body weight, a few extra grams, a few fewer grams. Card slots, yeah, it's got card slots. Battery life, so you get maybe a few more extra shots. So, I mean, it's a camera. It does all the things the previous ones do with a slight improvement that you'll only notice if you're a professional paid for photographer, sports photographer, or if you're a wildlife photographer working for National Geographic and it's a business expense, you can write it off, you can tax write off, blah, blah, blah. Another thing to point out that these two cameras require you to buy new batteries, and the batteries can be 150, 200 pounds. Some professional photographers saying that they will have to buy 4 or 5 of them to go out on their shoots. And along with the new batteries come new battery grips. They're going to be several £100s as well. So you're not just talking about the cost of the cameras, which are £7,000 for the Canon R1 and £4,500 for the R5 Mark II. And that will be adjusted, obviously, what country you're in for Australian dollars or American dollars. So with all the accessories, you've got to buy new batteries, new battery grips, and whatever else you're going to need to upgrade from a previous camera. You're going to be talking 7 or 8 grand for the R5 Mark II and over 10 grand for the R1. So conclusion, should you buy one of these? Right, question, are you loaded? Are you minted? Are you flush? Then yeah, knock yourself out, it's your money. Or are you a professional photographer working in sports photography? You can write it off as a business expense. Are you working for National Geographic or BBC and you can write it off as a business expense, tax deductible, etc.? If none of those, don't be remortgaging your house. Just use a cheaper, older camera. It'll get you the shots you need. And like I said before, it's not the camera, it's the photographer.